3 main SPI software programs. 1 MCA software, 1 MOI software, and 1 MOI-SEG software. This software is used when the machine is powered on and zeroed. There is also a monitoring page that displays I/O status. The MOI software is used when creating new layer detection programs and when the device detects PCB boards. Additionally, there is the SEG software. This is the modeling software used during program creation. New models are built using this software. We will now open the MC software to zero the machine. It is currently in standby mode, with the yellow light illuminated. Press and hold the yellow button for 1 second. The machine will then begin the zeroing process. This is where it will be later. This represents an XY state. The green bar indicates a safety door status. When closed, it turns green. When open, the bar turns red. Press the yellow button for 1 second to reset the machine to zero. During zeroing, the indicator light flashes. Zeroing is now complete. Click this drop-down menu to view all I/O buttons. Alright, we'll minimize this software for now. Now open the MOI software. MOI is used to create new inspection programs. After opening it, we can directly open existing production programs here, or create new production programs. We'll create a new production program. Then click Configure. You can name the program. Let's define a production name. Leave the rest as default. Then click Steel Mesh Thickness 0.12. Enter the actual steel mesh thickness. Keep the pad thickness at its default setting. Also, the imaging dimensions. The dimensions should be based on the PCB's length and width. Make them about 5 mm larger than the PCB's dimensions. Now, I'll input dimensions based on the board's length and width. This is the track width. We'll temporarily leave the track width as is. First, save the track settings. After saving, we'll adjust the track. Alright, here's the adjustment. Next, we'll adjust the track width. The board width is the machine is now adjusting the track width. Once the track width is adjusted, you can directly place the board into the track. It will then be transported to the clamping position. Let's take another look at the configuration file. We'll input the adjusted track position again. After inputting, the next time you use this program name, the device will automatically adjust the track width based on this data. Click OK. Alright, now we can proceed with taking photos. Take pictures of the product. Click this function button here. The image capture process has now started. The dimensions of this product should have a 35 FOV. This shows the progress of the capture. After capturing is completed, right-click on the image. The cursor will change into a grabber. Click the grabber to move the image. Use the middle mouse wheel to zoom in or out. Now you can see the entire board has been captured in this image. Use the mouse wheel to zoom in and out. Then use the middle scroll wheel. There's a center button here. Positioning. After taking the photos, you can import the Gerber file. Click here and enter the Gerber file on the right. We currently have this Gerber file on the desktop. Open it. After opening, drag it down. Now right-click with the mouse. Right-click to change the cursor to a grabber. Now it can be moved. Later, we'll need to move this image down. To align with the board image, we need to move the cursor to the pad position. Click the left mouse button. It will change to a grabber. Once it's a grabber, you can move it down. Move it down to align with the board roughly. After overlapping, right-click the mouse to move the image. Here, we can delete the points that don't need detection. Drag the mouse to select. Then delete after marking the area. Click and choose Delete. To remove unnecessary detection points. Next, we'll start marking points. Click the Mark menu. Then zoom in with the mouse to locate the mark point position. Use the left mouse button to box select this mark point. A pop-up will appear here. Click Mark 1 once. And it's already completed. We'll proceed to create Mark 2. OK, repeat the operation. Click once. Both mark points are now set. After setting them, click Apply directly. Apply mark points. We can also modify some parameters of the mark points. Select the mark point. Edit. Properties. In Properties, we can leave other settings at default values. Yes. Keep the width and height unchanged. Click here. This is a circle, and the circle is enabled. Then we select the mark point as red copper foil. Click red. Click OK. Click red, OK. Click Apply once more. The mark point is now set. After setting the mark point, we'll import the model next. Import the model. This board is a green solder mask board. Click the blue-green color. Open. After opening, you'll see this. It displays a 3D preview window. This window shows the center point under the crosshair. Where is this center point located on the board? It displays the corresponding position on the board here. The mouse scroll wheel and the middle scroll ball allow you to move the 3D model up and down. There's a zip-like slider here to adjust the rotation of the 3D model. After completing these steps, we can review the inspection rules. If this board requires classification of different pads and needs distinct inspection rules, you can add create new inspection rules here. We have a small pad rule here along with default large and small pad inspection rules. You can modify different inspections for each pad type's inspection rules. Let's select one, for example this small pad. We'll keep its default parameters for now. One is the area percentage. Next is volume percentage. The solder paste thickness percentage. This is also an offset. These are length and width percentages. We'll leave them unchanged. It has auto detection here. Since these are small pads, we'll use this small pad. For these small pads, I need to reference rules for detection. We'll just select this small pad. Click Edit Properties here. For small pads, it's already set to use small pad detection. We click OK, and that's it. This I.C.T can also use the small pad detection rule to check it or the large pad rule. Here, the small pad option will be added, adding a new detection item. We can also create a new one here, like creating a new IC detection rule. Click Auto Apply. By default, it will also have a default offset. We can modify this based on the actual product and adjust this inspection rule. For example, change this offset to be stricter, set it to 25. Click OK. It will then add an IC inspection item here. It now applies all other inspections here. The inspection significance is that this IC inspection rule performs the inspection. Now we can save it. After saving the program, we can start the inspection. Click Start Inspection. This product has a total of 35 FOVs. This shows the inspection progress. Observe that after inspection completes here, the left side reports NG items, such as insufficient solder. Here, employees must manually determine NG and OK. Use the keyboard F9 to mark OK, F10 to mark NG, F11 to mark all as OK, F12 to mark all as NG. All can be deemed NG. Let's demonstrate an operation. For example, if an employee re-evaluates this as NG, press F10. It will display solder deficiency here. Solder deficiency. If re-inspection reveals no other defects, we can also click exposed copper. Solder deficiency NG. You can use F11 or mouse operation to click and determine all OK or all NG. Click F12 or use mouse operation to click all NG. After marking NG, it will prompt for submission. We click once. This board's final result is classified as an NG board.